tag for my editor to tag onto. It's very comfortable. It's very conversational, and it really flows. So it's not going to feel like we're on, NPR or although I do love NPR, or it's not going to be like an interview quite like that. So
Okay.
just very comfortable, and I do think that my listeners are going to really love hearing about this. Okay.
Great, great.
All
And
right.
about
So
how long will we go?
it's just about a half an hour, give or take. And then I'll send you a polished up link, all edited, and you can do with it what you will. I will share it on all my social, and I'm collaborating with the International Federation of Aging in Toronto.
Oh,
They
okay.
Yeah, I have a conference in 2 weeks, which I'll be presenting at, and they really like to see. I've interviewed some of their delegates. That's why I'm in South Africa and UK and Scotland and such. But they like to hear my podcast, so I'm going to send them this as well. And there's 6,000 delegates, so it'll be hopefully widely
Well,
heard.
one of my colleagues, Betsy Worley, is going to be there. Isn't it
Ah,
next week, right?
it is. It's
Yeah,
actually 8 through 10. Yeah. Did I say 2 weeks?
you did. So look out
Oh,
for her.
dear.
Yeah, look out for her. She is a great connector, and I'm sure she would love to meet you.
And her name is Betsy. Could you spell her last name for me?
Worley, Werley.
Great. And is she on Facebook or someplace that I can
Betsy is on LinkedIn.
okay, I'll find her, and then cuz I'm going to do an international texting phone calling deal so I can connect with my people.
Wait, I'm
So,
sorry. You're going to be connecting. You're not going there in person. You're
I
saying.
am. I am. But I'm just saying that I'm going to be able to text people and connect with people while I'm up there cuz I'm going to just make sure I have a proper texting plan.
Good, good, good,
Yeah.
good. That's
Yeah.
great.
So, yeah. Okay. And I want to make sure I pronounce your name
Oh,
correctly.
good.
Is it Alboher?
It is.
Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. Today we have Marci Alboher, who is one of the nation's leading authorities on career issues and workplace trends. A former blogger and columnist for the New York Times, her latest book is The Encore Career Handbook: How to Make a Living and a Difference in the Second Half of Life. She's been interviewed by NBC's Nightly News, NPR, and AARP, just to name a few. And Marcy also serves on the board of directors of Girls Right Now and as a mentor editor for the Op Ed Project. And earlier in her career, Marcy spent a decade practicing law. Welcome to the show, Marcy.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
So, where would you like to start? I know that my listeners are probably pretty curious about this whole question of how to make a living and a difference in the second half of life. Is there a place? It's a big, big topic. Where would you like to start?
Well, I guess there's a question I think of why we even are having this conversation now. Why has this become suddenly so interesting to people? So, I think we're getting to a place where there's lots of opportunity. You talk about zestful aging, and a lot of your work is about kind of mindfulness and healthful aging. And for many of us, there is an opportunity for more longevity, right, than we've ever had before. And that does open up the idea of new life stages. It's not new to be talking about people really not talking about planning for retirement, but instead planning for another chapter. So at encore.org, where I work, we call that chapter your encore, or sometimes your encore career, which for many people could last as long as your main career. So it used to be, right? You had a 20 or 30-year career, and then you moved into retirement, and that was kind of a short phase of life. But for many people, this second or third chapter could be another 20 to 30 years. And that presents so many opportunities for getting retrained, for going back to school, for taking up new things like becoming a podcaster, right? So, in each of those new things, we can continue to develop new identities, new ways of exploring ourselves, new ways of learning, new ways of interacting with the next generation, with young people. So that's really it's timely. So we are all kind of living this at the moment, and we're really the first generation to grapple with it in this way.